Greetings, welcome to the insanity and the chaos. That is my trip through Fallout 2, episode number 50. Okay, if you like material, comment, subscribe, share and leave a like, and off we go to see if we can talk to the chaps at the Morning Star Mine, which is up to the north. Bing dong. Okay, let's see what they have to say for themselves. So we've got a caravan office. We've got, what's this one? Let's go up this way. What does that say? Kifaway Kokowith Mine. And we've got the Last Gasps Loon. Yeehaw! And the Morning Star. Let's do the Morning Star first. Have a look round here. Let's see what information we can get. That's where we got Obadiah, isn't it? Yeah. Can we have a chat with him? Why am I home? I don't think we need to speak to that. Okay. What's over this way? There's a door. Let's open the door. Let's have a look in here. There's a gentleman. Aha! Hello, my name's Dangerous Dan McGrew. I run the Morningstar Mine here. What can I do for you? What do you mine here? We mine gold. Everyone wants it. To send it all the way to Vault City, New Reno, and even down to the NCR. You might say that Reading has something for everyone. That's what keeps us independent. Okay. Blah blah blah. Nice to be so alike. Let me ask you about something else. I'd think that someone would try to control Reading. Yeah, what's that one? What makes you think that? What makes you think that they haven't? Everybody would like to have Reading under their belt. My guess is that someone will get us pretty soon. But the only thing we can do is choose our master if we want to survive. What do you mean? I mean that we're going to be put under someone's thumb. Only a fool thinks otherwise. Our choice is to pick the lightest of thumbs. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Which you've done, of course. You bet I have. If we don't ally ourselves with one of the families in New Reno, you can just kiss Reading goodbye. At least any type of Reading that I want to live in. What do you mean? If the NSR takes over, Reading is going to be put under their thumb hard. They aren't really big on personal freedom. They're going to turn Reading into another. To review. I like review. They're going to turn Reading into another splotch on the new California Republic map. The Reading I know will be gone forever. Oh no. What about Vault City then? Vault City, he laughs. Those bigots would turn Reading into a slave labour camp. They don't see anyone who's not one of their review. Blah blah. So they don't see anyone who's not one of their precious citizens as being worth a warm bucket of spit. Spending my life bowing and scraping to those bigots isn't my idea of my kind of life. Yeah, they're not so great, are they? How is New Reno different? Any different? New Reno is strong enough to protect Reading from the other two, since New Reno is divided up amongst those different gangs. Families, it's divided enough to keep us. Oh, bloody hell! Let's start again. New Reno is strong enough to protect Reading from the other two, since New Reno is divided up amongst different gang families. It's divided enough to give us our best chance of autonomy. In New Reno, they don't care how we run things as long as they get the gold. Okay, that's fairly sensible. Doesn't sound so great either. Okay. There ain't a perfect world, chum. Sometimes you've got to make the best of a bad situation. Just turns out that bad people may be a best bet for Reading. Not everyone sees it that way, though. So what do you think is going to happen? Opinions like arseholes, Dan. Everyone's got them, and they all stink. Okay. Oh, right, so this could happen. Don't know for sure, but things are heating up. Whatever city has the strongest backers here in Reading is going to get the whole pie. I'm just doing my damnedest. I need to read quicker. I'm doing my damnedest to make sure it's New Reno that wins. The way I see it, that's Reading's only chance. Okay. How can you help New Reno take over? Best thing to do is just to keep making my mine prosper and make sure my miners know who's paying the bills. The fact that they get all their happy sauce from New Reno makes the place a lot more popular too. Okay, happy sauce. Booze, chems, all sorts of chemical recreations, you name it. New Reno supplies it. It's just about the only thing that some of the miners work for. Be held to pay if something ever happened to that. How's your jet supply lately? I bet. Let me ask you about something else. Okay, I'll have that one. What do you need from me? What do you mine here? Have you ever heard of something called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit? Yeah, that'd be a good one. Okay. A Garden of Eden Creation Kit. Never heard of something like that. I tend to find my Eden in Lou's sweet arms. Isn't Lou's a guy's name? It is. It is when it isn't short for Louisa. Take my Lou, like my Lou. She is. She runs the Malmoot Saloon here in town. Hey, just what are you getting at anyway? Nothing, Dan. Let me ask you something else. I just figured out something that's all goodbye, sweet pea. My mistake. But I'll go for something else. Why do they call you Dangerous Dan McGrew? Of course, I'm nothing but the biggest, toughest, mine-crawling, gullawamping, snake-eating buck in these parts. Dangerous Dan McGrew, that's me all right. Okay, fantastic. See something else? Yep. What's going on in the town lately? Well, one thing for sure, I could sure use a new control chip for my excavator machine. Okay, a new excavator chip. What's that? I've got a big pre-war excavator all ready to run, but it's got a problem. No brains. Right. I'd like to say that it's got plenty of company in that. Yeah, I'd like to say that it's got plenty of company in the town. And so I'll say, what do you mean? Yes. There's a control chip, but the control chip burnt out. It's not like I can order a new one. But I know where one is. Be willing to pay 1,000 for it too. Where is it? I know. It's going to be the mine, isn't it? It's in the Great Wanamigo mine, just west of the town. Down inside the mine, there's a great big machine, a mining machine. You can't hardly miss it. The chip's in the machine. You just need to yank it out and bring it to me. Let me ask you something else, stuff going on in town. If you need it so bad, how come you haven't got it yourself? Plenty of reasons. Most of them are hungry and nasty. Wanamigos. Mine's just chock full of hungry Wanamigos. What the hell is a Wanamingle? It's about the orniest, nastiest, most vicious critter I think I've ever seen. It's got teeth 4 inches long. 14 inches long. But I think you can handle it. Well, yes, I can. Right. Yeah, right. I'll think about it. Goodbye. That sounds scary. I'll just think about goodbye. Okay. You do that 1,000 isn't chump change, pal. Let me ask you about some other stuff going on in the town. I'd like to think it over. I can always use some extra cash. I'll do that one. I think that should be it. Take care of yourselves. I need that chip. Thanks for the tip. Goodbye. Okay, so we've done that one. So we'll do the other mine in the next episode. Let's see down, have a look at the... Is that the woman, the mole rat? Is she the mole ratter? Okay, hello there. I'm Jackpot Jane. Yes, this is the mole rat fighting thing, I think. I ran the beast fights here in town. here to place a bet on the outcome of one of our primal struggles, beast against beast in its rawest form. Okay. So what happens here? Okay. We'll do that one. Quite simple, really. Two of the fearsome beasts that you you can take and you can take a closer look at. No tricks here. I assure you will be herded into the ring. Seconds later, you'll be treated to a display of raw power of Mother Nature. Okay. And I can make money on this somehow. Well, as I was saying, the two creatures will hurl themselves against one another in an explosion of ferocity, the likes of which you haven't been seen since the great machines roamed the earth. Great machines? Okay, listen, pal. Would it help if I said the likes of which haven't been seen since the great thundering lizards roamed the earth? Is that what tweaks your Twinkie? So, so you're in or out? Geez, something out. Aside, geez, everyone's a critic these days. I'm in, I guess. Yeah, what the hell? Big lizards scare me. Let's stay out. Okay, the sporting part in the betting on the outcome of the fight. And here's how to work. You come up to me and say that you want to place a bet, and I tell you which two critters are fighting. Okay, which two critters are you tell me which ones you are and which I'll tell you which two critters are fighting next, and you tell me which one you'd like to put a bet on. That sounds bet your money on. Okay, that sounds good. What then? Simple, if your critter wins, you double your money, triple in the event of a first round takedown. If your critter loses, then your money belongs to me. There are usually several. Then your money belongs to me. There are usually several fights each day until the stock of critters runs low. But you can bet on all of them. But you can only bet on. What is it? Each day until the stock of critters runs low. You can bet on all of them, but you just keep one bet per fight. Oh yeah, just to keep things nice and easy. All bets are $100. Okay, let me try. Okay, I've never put on a lineup this close before. Muttley fighting Percy. This round should be a good fight. Which way is your money going? Yeah, that's an interesting one. Should we go for Percy? Yeah, let's go for Percy. What happens? Oh, right. They're circling. Which is which, I wonder. Okay. Well, that's not really that ferocious yet. This is somewhat underwhelming. Oh dear, that was a bit dramatic. Okay, who won? Yeah, the fight is over. So what does that mean? Oh, right. Okay. Percy lost. Never mind. Alright. Exploding mole rat. Alright. Poor Percy. Never mind. Alright, we will leave it there. And then the next one we will go to the Last Gasp Saloon and the Kakawif Mine. So if I just leave him, I'll leave Lucy here. And yes, thanks for your patience. If you like the material, comment, subscribe, share and leave a like. And I will see you in the next episode, which will be episode 51. So, bye!